Greetings and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
Pugs Dread.
Namaste. Howdy.
And fresh off the massacre of JD Horror, Mike Kruger.
Yeah, just a little bit banged up. Just a little.
Still got a bunch of glass in you, dude?
Oh, brother, like there's gonna be glass that's coming out of me for like the next year and a half. Like, I pulled out a piece today that was pretty fucking long, but like
save those. They will be available on eBay not that long from now.
Yeah, hopefully once people are able to see the match, they are going to want to, which is a good actually segue. Patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. Tonight, we're going to be having a Kruger double feature on the post show. So if you're a Patreon member, you'll get to see this match that is basically gone viral. My Instagram has not fucking stopped blowing up since Sunday.
Rightfully so.
Like legit, it's insane. I've never had anything close to this type of like response to anything I've ever done. So it's pretty wild, especially because I mean, knowing the perfectionist in me, like I there's parts of the match I don't like, but like at the end of the day, I think we delivered. We literally probably broke at least 400 light tubes, if not there was more, because the match before us, they used some tubes, but I think they only used like maybe 10, and we had well over 450, especially with what the crowd was bringing at the show. We got like 3 boxes that were brought to the fucking show, and we already had 400. So it was well over that number. I think we delivered. I think it's one of my best matches I've had, especially from a storytelling purpose. So if you're a Patreon member, you have that to look forward to after the show.
Shit, yeah, dude.
Go.
Very proud of you. Before we go any further, fuck yeah. That was awesome, dude.
Thank you, dude.
Yes.
Anybody that knows what I've been going through in my personal life, it was a lot to just get to the dance. But I got there. I think we delivered. I think I did my job. So I couldn't be happier. Now, like with this momentum, I feel like I'm going to start turning like a new leaf on life with what I'm kind of done wallowing in self-pity after, what I've been, again, if you follow my socials, I've been emo as fuck lately. So I'm happy, and I'm using this to motivate me because I have some really big things coming up on the horizon.
That 7th circle of hell portal is opening up wider. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. No, dude, that shit's wide the fuck open. I mean, like I already got Primos next month, which I know I'm going to kill it at, but there's some other stuff that I may talk about on Patreon. So if you're a Patreon member, you'll know some insider scoop on Michael Kruger's career. But we have some fucking movies to talk about tonight. So
Is Tony Khan eating a package pile driver soon?
No.
Well, it's going to be exciting. That's all I can say. All right, so gentlemen, first I wanted to acknowledge Charles Cypher, who passed away, Sheriff Lee of Halloween fame, and many other things too. I know that's obviously the role he's most known for, but I mean, he did a bunch of Carpenter films. He was on a particularly fun episode of Buffy where he played the swim coach, I believe he was. If you're a Buffy fan, you go back and watch that. You may not have even realized it was him. And he's going to be missed. Hell of a talent. Really nice guy, by all accounts. I've never heard a negative convention report about the guy. So, yeah, he will be missed. And
on a brighter note, what's up, Pitt? I just noticed.
Dude,
yeah.
Pitt, he just messaged me the other day. Poor bastard thinks he may have broken his neck, his back, and his fingers. So, well, soon, brother. I feel for you.
Yeah.
Really yeah, he said that he had an accident while filming. So, everybody at Flesh Wound wishes you well, and
yeah,
I hope you're all right, brother.
I'll be checking in very, very soon, Pitt. I hope you're okay. God damn.
Yeah, I hope your
I
rehab.
feel like an asshole for not fucking checking in sooner. Punisher Batman fan. Word is you're going to be back in Amarillo at the end of the month, Kruger.
Apparently, I'm going to be back for 2 days. So the 30th and the 31st, I should be working in Amarillo. So Punisher Batman fan, fucking find me on one of my social medias so you can message me so I know who you are and we can properly meet up, because I still feel like shit that you showed up to the show and I didn't say what's up to you. But
You want a piece of glass, Punisher Batman fan? We'll hook you up.
Save one. Save one.
I'll even here, at this point. I may owe him the glove from the Hardcore Hillbilly match, which you will see later on tonight if you're on Patreon.
All right. Going back to Pitt, he thanks us, and he's already in good spirits because I was already in a wheelchair, so no worries. We're still worried, Pitt. God damn it.
Love you, brother. Get well soon, please.
Yeah.
Yes, we love you, Pitt. Get well. So let's kick it off because we haven't had one in a couple weeks with the shark movie called Last Breath.
A couple weeks is in last week with two.
So this is the George Floyd biopic?
Yeah, man, shit. I was making a joke, and it was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You were making that joke?
He totally missed the other joke. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard it.
My mind was on movies, Tad. All right, so The Last Breath from director Joaquin Hayden. And in this film, finding the long-lost wreck of the warship USS Charlotte has been the lifelong pursuit of Levi, an aging expat running a tourist dive business with the British Virgin Islands, together with recent college dropout Noah. When the USS Charlotte emerges for the first time in 80 years after a tropical storm, Noah's friends visiting the island insist for them all to do a once-in-a-lifetime dive on the newly discovered wreck before it's handed over to the authorities. The dream dive rapidly turns into a nightmare as they become trapped in the darkness of the Charlotte's interior, 30 meters down with a dwindling air supply, and they discover that they're not alone. Spoilers, it's sharks.
I'd like to go first because I
go
literally
for it.
just watched this movie right before I got on here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am so fucking tired of shark movies. I think I've said this on my last 5 reviews of shark movies. There really hasn't been anything outside of The Shallows or 48 Meters Down. I like those movies. And the sequel to 48 Meters Down, I actually like quite a bit too. But there hasn't been really anything in the shark genre that has gripped me. And this one's a little bit better, but it's still man, I cannot get behind fucking the characters in any of these motherfuckers at all. It's kind of frustrating because I swear to God, the last 5 shark movies I've watched, they all are the same. They're it's the same. Somebody has a relationship issue. Somebody's the skilled motherfucker that's supposed to be guiding them through. And then there's some sort of fucking jackass in the mix. And it's always the same shit. And I am just so fucking tired of it. I think this movie had a really cool concept, and there was stuff there. There's some decent gore bits, and I appreciated that they had. I don't think it was a great white shark. It didn't look like one, so I appreciated that it wasn't the typical shark everybody goes to. But at the end of the day, this was just another disappointing shark movie that felt like I was wasting my time. And I'm at the point now where I may be completely sworn off shark movies unless they're theatrical, because outside of anything theatrical, I haven't liked a single fucking thing in probably 10 years, 15 years.
You didn't enjoy Under Paris because that's one of the best.
No, I didn't like it at all.
Okay, I couldn't.
Yeah, it drove me crazy because I thought finally big budget shark movie. Nope, shitty ass CGI shark, shitty ass fucking annoying motherfucking characters. It didn't work for me, and I'm really, really fucking tired of it. I'm really, really fucking tired of shark movies at this point. But I will. The only thing I could say is it was better than that plane one that we watched this year. So.
I like that one way more.
Really? Okay.
No Way Up. Yeah, No Way Up. I did like more. I think. Well, I will get it.
Oh, Steve, that's my homie that is out here in Tucson. He said, Mike, Big Shark with Tommy Wiseau is a stoner masterpiece. Yeah, I didn't get to go see it. They did play it at the Loft, which is my local theater out here that plays all sorts of cult movies and, indie films and shit. I will watch Big Shark. I will say that, Steve, because it's a Tommy Wiseau movie.
Is that one still just theatrical?
I don't know. I think it's just like, those little art house theaters. It hasn't had a
He's still just taking it around. So okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure we would have covered it if it.
Yeah, that's why I was. Yeah, that's why I was asking.
I want to see Big Shark. Fuck. All right.
You. Oh, go for it, Bugs.
Are you sure? Because I might get a little disrespectful.
Well, you want me to go first because I have some nice things to say.
Go for it.
All right, we'll save the reaming for last.
it's Biff's girlfriend.
What's up? Looking good. So Last Breath. First, I want to say the final film of Julian Sands. It was the last one he worked on, and I believe the last. Oof.
That's where I was gonna go with it. Like I would go into hide and retreat too, and just like, you know what, I'm done.
He had to clear his head.
Sorry.
Well,
too soon, Bugs.
The very last thing that I believe is even coming out from him. Sadly, it's not a case
sour
of
bite to end the meal.
Yeah, sadly, it's not a case of a David Carradine where we're going to see movies coming out 10 years after he's dead, because that happened with him, and will probably continue happening with Tom Sizemore. But I will say Julian Sands, I think, is the best part of this movie. His character. The only one thing I will say, he's doing kind of a more northern British accent that I don't know if it's even if I'm an authority to say it's authentic or not. It was just a little distracting because I'm not used to that from him. But he was definitely the best. Now, this is another derivative shark movie. There's nothing that you haven't seen before, as Kruger said. I was a little excited with the World War II element with the USS
Obviously.
Charlotte, but that was just the opening scene. Now, I will say good cinematography. The movie doesn't feel cheap. The underwater stuff, I think, is handled pretty well. And, it's entertaining enough. As Kruger said, there's some solid gore bits. I know this director made Breaking Surface, I think it was called, which was remade as The Dive in the U.S., so kind of a specialty for him shooting underwater, and at least the film looks really good. You mentioned No Way Up with Colm Meaney before. I think that one's a little more entertaining. I think the action's handled better in that. But to be perfectly honest, it's solid. It's one of those things, again, where when it comes to shark movies now, I think the more outrageous, the better. I don't like the meme movies or the Mark Polonia stuff, but I'm more inclined to check out the cheesy Sci-Fi Channel original than I am a serious shark flick that just doesn't do anything different.
Yeah, I think the time of just being in the middle serious shark flick, it doesn't, like, they're all just the same, and I don't care anymore. I'm like, you're the dumb white people that decide to go out to the ocean. I don't give a shit. Get eaten by the sharks.
Well, it's always like recently it's been all diving situations too.
Yeah.
Like you can't get any fucking more creative.
Hell's
Give me a
Aquarium.
bunch of drunk fucking dumbasses on a boat.
Yeah, right?
Piranha style with sharks. That's
Some
all you
bitch
know.
like puts her head over the boat, starts peeing, and then a fucking shark just takes that shit off.
Yeah.
I'm writing you
Titties
money.
out.
Yeah, no, I think like I said before, give me the ghost sharks out there. Give me the trailer park sharks. Those
Graveyard sharks. Shit.
Graveyard Shark, last week, in the spirit of Fred Olin Ray, we enjoyed that one.
Aren't we supposed to get a Street Sharks movie? Isn't that supposed to happen?
But I want one so fucking bad.
I thought there was something announced.
Was that announced at Comic-Con? Because if it did, I missed it.
No, I don't
There's
think
new
it was
toys
Comic-Con.
coming out, which I have pre-ordered. I have 3 in the next.
I don't know. I need a
pre-ordered.
Street Sharks movie, but like just
Me
make
too.
it blood and guts though.
Do what
Like,
Deadpool did.
Right?
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, I don't want to be too harsh on this one because God knows you could do worse, and it entertained me just enough. I
Space
kind of
sharks.
had that.
Oh, fucking.
Oh,
This
Jesus
movie is
Christ.
amazing compared to that turd. So that's a positive thing I can
I'm
say.
glad I skipped last week.
Graveyard
If
Shark
you-
is fun, but fucking Space
If you're
Shark is dog shit.
somebody that can't get enough of shark movies, then I think you will be entertained. Some of the younger characters are annoying and they are very stupid.
But they're not the good, annoying, or stupid that we like.
Yeah, they're just like, okay, go ahead and die already. But yeah, I don't know. I thought this one was just okay. I know Black Demon's one you liked, right, Todd?
That's the one on the oil rig.
Yeah, we
Okay.
actually saw
But
that.
yeah, that was the last one I had.
It's the
fun with.
Megalon one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The
got,
oil
like,
tanker thing and the
supernatural.
family, like in I don't
Yeah,
know.
I did.
Mexico
I
or
did
something.
not see that.
It's dumb. It doesn't take itself too seriously, even though it's
That was directed by somebody too. I can't remember who it was, but it was like somebody that like I was a fan of.
Oh, okay.
They're getting a sequel, so it did well enough.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Uh, Well,
Any
no.
closing thoughts on this one?
Todd. didn't
No,
really
I'd
know.
rather just
Oh,
fucking
good,
leave
good
it because the disrespectful thing I was gonna say was the Julian Sands joke, and that sucks. But yeah, I will agree with Dan. It is shot very well. It is a pretty looking movie, but it's also pretty fucking boring. So just fair warning. No, thank you.
Yeah, I just didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could look at a pretty shot for about a minute and get the I don't. Yeah, you got to keep up with something.
Yeah.
So what are we rating this one? Violate it and move on.
I am 2.5. Like I said, the underwater stuff was pretty good, and that's not always the case, even in higher budget movies. So 2.5. You could do worse. You could do better.
All right.
Pugs.
I am a 1 out of 5. I think it's pretty.
I was kind of at a 2 at the beginning, but like I feel like 1.5.
I'm also 1.5 on this one, so still higher ratings than Street Sharks, Space Shark. What the fuck was it called?
Space
Shit
Shark.
Shark.
Shit
Shit
Shark.
Shark.
Space.
You know what? Shit Shark.
It's a shark that like goes and bites people out of the fucking toilet while they're pooping. That'd be great.
Ghouly
Fuck
sharks.
Yes.
Yeah, dude,
way
that's a
better
fucking
than
that's a trauma movie with like fucking with its name on it.
Well, you have House Shark, which does have a toilet scene.
No,
in it,
this is
so.
Shit Shark.
No, they shit sharks. They go after you shitting.
But
It's
or
like
is it
porta
or is it a shark made of shit that comes up out of the toilet? Shit shark. See.
Shit Shark.
that is an idea, sir.
Is there
Okay.
a shit monster movie? Like, is that?
Oh yeah, fucking,
Monster.
well, Milo too.
That was not a turd, was it?
Yeah, he was a turd.
That was a turd. I thought it was like a growth.
I think
Oh,
it
no,
was
that's the other
growth in
one.
his ass.
I thought he was a turd.
I don't
Maybe I'm
know. There's
remembering
two
this
movies that
differently.
are like Milo. Maybe
And
that's
then
the
I
other
think
one.
ABC's a Death maybe had a short about a shit monster.
Dogma.
Okay,
Crappy
that-
Christmas.
Dogma.
Yeah, Crappy Christmas.
Monster is one, which
monster.
is
Okay.
a sequel to a movie. Or no, actually, it was the first. I can't even say the title of the second one. But,
Oh, is it Re?
yes.
Turd? I don't think I've seen this.
Did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll drop it in the chat. It's YouTube. You can't say certain
Two-parter. Fuck you.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
All right. So moving on to our next film, which is from director Chris Cronin, The Moor. And in this film, Claire is approached by the father of her murdered childhood friend to investigate the haunted moor he believes is his son's final resting place. So the moor is kind of like loosely, at least the killer in the film is loosely based on the Yorkshire Ripper, which I do recommend. There's some movies on that, some really good documentaries if you're
Good one on
interested.
Netflix too.
Yeah, and
Well, it's a
the
good one if
Moor,
you're unfamiliar with the case. Otherwise, it's just retreading.
Yeah, the Moor is actually a massive marshlands. It goes on forever, and really good setting for this sort of story. We kind of open it up because Claire it opens in 1996, I believe it was, and Claire kind of talks her young friend into a scam to steal some candy from a local shop, and he ends up being kidnapped and disappeared. This isn't really so much a serial killer story. This is more folk horror, supernatural folk horror, because we go to present day, and the boy's father, Bill, is talking to these spiritualists to try and locate his son in the marshlands. Beautiful looking movie. The cinematography in this one is fantastic. Like I said, I love this setting. It's wide open, but perfect for horror because, you know, there's nowhere to go. There's nothing there. It does run a little bit too long, and I think horror fans that don't care for slow burns, that need a lot of action, are going to have an issue because it's 2 hours, and I did feel at times they could shave a little bit of that off. But at the same time, it's weird because I felt like there were some missing scenes of character development in this one. Again, minor complaint. It's just like a few points where I was like, I think you could define this relationship a little bit better than they did. But I mean, what a wonderful film in terms of the mood. Just fog-laced, gloomy dread. But I don't know. I don't know if they really bring it home at the end like they could. It's a really good ending, but it does meander a little bit. And kudos to the score by Andrew Mayfield. I thought that also added to the atmosphere quite a bit. Yeah, it's very good and it's worth a watch, but I felt it just missed the mark on being great. What did you guys think?
Well, for me, I was already in a bad mood with Last Breath, so I went in kind of shitty. This didn't help that much. I agree with you on the mood and the atmosphere, because what I was watching, I was like, I should like this a whole lot more. I actually really enjoyed the ending. I don't think the journey to get there was worth it. Like I know there's like missing. You said it feels like there's missing scenes. I think it's too fatty. Maybe those scenes should have been put back in, and some other shit should have been cut out. Not entirely sure, but there is something here that is cool. It's just as a whole product put together. I can't recommend checking this out to everybody. I would recommend it to, like, not to sound too much of a dickhead, but like snobbier people and like people like slow burns. Because I do, but I also tend to like being entertained, and this did not entertain me that much. But I do like the visuals, and yeah, it's just a miss. But it could also been just me being in a shitty mood. So,
okay,
I think it was just us, Dan.
Oh, just us two. Okay, well, there you go. I will put over Sophia Laporta as Claire. I thought she was great. The entire cast, David Edward Robertson, he felt really authentic as a grieving dad. So you certainly sympathize with him. Yeah, I don't know. It's odd. It's just like a couple missing elements, and I think otherwise this would be one of the better films of the year. It doesn't quite get to that upper echelon for me.
I actually may watch it again just so, like, if I'm in a better mood, just to see if it changes it, because there is something there.
I feel like maybe you might have wanted a little more of the serial killer
obviously
aspect, which again, this is not really about that, because the killer is being released and it doesn't really factor in that much to what's going on in the Moor. Yeah. But I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I can't go super high because I did feel like something was missing, so I'm a 3. But I would like to revisit it again down the line. And again, the setting is spectacular. So it does have that going for it, and it does have a couple really, really good scares. Not cheap jump scares either. They earn their scares. So, what say you, Pugs?
I am a 2 out of 5.
Okay, all right. Well, there we go. Just go watch a Yorkshire Ripper movie. There's a really good one I'll recommend to you. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. What up, Orc in the chat? How are you doing?
Howdy.
So, are you ready to hail Satan, gentlemen?
Always.
Always. Okay. So we're going to talk our next movie, which is from director Tristan Clay. And there you go. There's the physical there. Inverted. And in
Signed.
Inverted, yeah, you got the royal treatment there. So an off-the-grid satanic cult known as the Inverts kidnap a group of diverse individuals to recruit for the holy war against the second coming of Christ. So this is kind of a satanic panic 70s horror throwback flick. And so Pugs, did you want to go first on this one? Because I know you have
No, I don't care. That's fine.
content.
Yeah. So this is from the director of Red Eye, and we've interviewed them. I'm actually familiar with Tristan and Destiny. Howdy, guys, if you're watching or when you watch, whatever. I totally forgot I donated to help make this movie. So when this came in, when I started seeing people opening up their package, I was like, didn't I fucking donate? And then like a day or two later, I had one. I was like, shit, yeah. So you'll find my real name in here somewhere. But as the movie goes, I like it way more than I did Red Eye. I do think there's progression here from that movie. Destiny helped write this. I think it was actually her idea, but I'm not 100% sure. I like the look of the movie. It's a little fatty, a little long, but kudos on making me go, that's not nice. They had something in here that actually, I'm not triggered, but I was like, wow, that's pretty fucking mean. And that's coming from me. And if you know me personally, that's a big fucking deal.
I won't spoil that. That's a pretty big taboo to break.
I'm not going to bring it up. But the fact that it got me to actually vocalize, oh, that's not nice. This is fucking awesome. The look of the movie is cool. I think they succeeded in making it feel kind of 70s. The filter or whatever they had going on. So that was cool. I some of the acting from certain cast members wasn't great the entire time. But it's a fun satanic movie, and they do deliver on some. They hold back on some SA stuff that Todd likes, so demerit for that. But still, it's a mean movie, and I did appreciate it. So I like it a lot.
I'll go for it.
Well, I think I'm probably the most satanic out of everybody, so I figured I'd go. Conceptually, I really like what this movie was going for. I just feel like they didn't have the budget to accomplish what they wanted. I think the acting was pretty bad. I'll just go out and say that. But there's ideas here, and just everything with the story I enjoyed. It was just the acting and some of the effects looked, very cheap. Again, I know they probably had little to no budget on this thing. So, I mean, I can give them a pass. There's some mean-spirited stuff in there that was pretty fucking goddamn badass. I just wish they would have had more money to get better actors and better effects, because if they did, I think this would be an all-time satanic class. Fortunately, though, it didn't really get there for me. Like Pug said, it is very fatty and a little long. This movie needed to be 80 minutes tops, you know what I mean? Especially with the
66 minutes and 6 seconds. That's what you should have aimed
Yeah,
for.
there you go. Especially with the budget restrictions. But I'm not gonna lie, there's some like really fucking cool shit in here that I'm like curious if I can maybe work into a promo or something like that, because there's stuff at the beginning of the movie especially that I thought was really, really fucking cool. But it after the beginning, and when I saw what the budget restrictions were going to do to it, it kind of had me checked out a little bit. By all means, though, I will watch what this director does again. I didn't see the other movie you talked about.
Red Eye. It's on. Well, I don't know if it's still on Prime, but it was on Prime for a good while.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I mean, I may give it a watch now. Especially with the story. So. Yeah, especially with the story. Like I thought they went for something like really ambitious. Just unfortunate that the budget restrictions I think limited it a lot.
Also want to throw it out there. Tristan Clay makes music. I think he goes by his name too. So pretty cool.
Okay.
From watching the extras, I see they've gotten a little bit more relaxed in interviews. But yeah, overall, I had fun with this. This is, it's low budget, it's this, it's that, but I like those kind of pictures. And like, like Kruger was putting over the story. I won't argue with it could have been tightened up a bit, but overall, I think it's good and I think it's worth checking out.
Okay, so like there's some highs and lows for me. The highs, though, I will say some good gore. And they don't go the CG, route on anything. In fact, some very good gore, and they do break some taboos, more than a few, which
I enjoyed the cheering section. That was cool.
Yeah, there were a few things that I wasn't expecting them to do, and that kind of helped. Now, I'm a big fan of Satanic Panic era horror films. Some of them are quite dopey. So I don't even mind some of the cheesy elements that were in this film because that's kind of authentic. I mean, I love Devil's Reign, Brotherhood of Satan. I love those movies, and so for me, I didn't mind some of the cheese. Now, one issue I had because this does have some sexploitation elements, and they hold back on that. I'm assuming maybe that's more Destiny. Because it does kind of have like, well, we're not going to do this, but we'll do that. And that's kind of unfortunate because, again, when you're doing a throwback flick, that is there. And it fits the story, too. Clever camera angles to not show a boob. And then you do the really fucked up shit that you did with the one scene where people are forced to watch something. That's... I don't know. It's kind of like
most people of the people today aren't comfortable with nudity.
Well, again, you're doing a throwback flick, and it's a part of the story. There's several moments where that should kind of be there. So that's kind of a shame. I just kind of feel like, well, you're making me think of older stuff and better stuff in most cases, and that's not a good thing. Now, this movie, again, I did have fun because, again, some good gore. My other major issue, the two female Satanists. I was missing that over-the-top presence of an Ernest Borgnine in this case.
That's a lot to ask for, dude.
Well, I'm not expecting Ernest Borgnine, but I never felt they matched the evil shit that they were doing. I needed like that just mustache twirling villain, and I didn't have it there. I thought that was where it falls a little short. A lot of the acting's perfectly solid. Again, I know this is a very small movie, and I'm not sorry that I watched it. Just, man, the villains were kind of lacking. But overall, also Maria Olsen shows up. Now, there's somebody that knows how to do a fun mustache twirling villain,
she knew the assignment.
she knew the type of movie that she was making, and she was able to hit that tone that she needed to.
And afraid of nudity for Dan, so she's always down.
Yeah, I hate to be that guy that's always talking about it.
You are that guy, though.
You are 100%. That's your gimmick, son.
If you're putting like the grindhouse look and everything, it's like, well, don't do that, because most of the people that watch this are going to have seen some of those other ones. And yes, I know like not all of the 70s stuff had a ton of nudity, but here you go pretty hard with the sex stuff, and to not show anything, that's a problem.
I've let it go long enough because Devil's Reign came up a few times. Dan brought it up specifically in the word Satanic Panic. Devil's Reign is nowhere near the era of Satanic Panic, by the way, Dan.
No, it's not, but I still lump it in the...
but I'm just telling you, Satanic Panic takes place in the 80s
yeah, I know it's
to the late 90s, when people shouldn't be as stupid as they acted that time frame.
Have you seen the news, dude? Like, it's
true.
been a rapid decline.
People are still very stupid, Todd. Don't be hating.
No, they were thinking the devil was coming for them. They're fucking.
Ooh, the devil.
I wish.
Yeah, again, Indy mentions Maxine, and I'm like, well, but that at least had a little bit.
And that
wanted
takes
to
place
warn
in
you,
the
yeah.
Satanic Panic era, even if the lighters
Yeah.
don't.
It's kind of funny too, because again, there's a lot of offensive shit in this movie. So it's like all of this, like, just like, but we can't show a boob. Like,
I think they can't. They didn't want to. So Ben Grimm.
should have.
Ben Grimm, I watched a cool new doc on Satanic Panic called Satan Wants You, to be exclusive.
Oh,
We should cover that.
I was going to
Something
say
just
maybe
made the
next
list.
week. I was just gonna
Where's
say-
your Jericho clipboard?
Ask and you shall receive, Ben.
Looking for it now.
Yeah, I want to put over again, like, you don't normally get modern B movies that are willing to do some of the violence that they have in this film. So I did enjoy it. I'm glad to have it in the collection, but maybe they're getting there. This is the set. Maybe the next film. This is their second film, right, Pugs?
Third, I believe. Oh, they made a short. You know what? Let's just go a second. Just if we're wrong, we're wrong.
The next one might be The Charm. Just don't introduce stuff if you're not willing to go there. But yeah, that's all I got to say. It's worth watching. You should check it out.
Word. All right, so now we're gonna rate it, correct?
Yeah, let's rate this bitch.
All right. This movie did get me to say that's mean. That's messed up. So kudos on you. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5.
I was tossed up between a 2 and a 2.5, but I think I'm going to bump it up to a 2.5 because of how much I did enjoy the story. And I honestly would love to see this movie remade with a big budget, because I think it could be fucking really bad. Awesome extreme horror film.
There you go. I was torn between a 3 and a 2.5. I'm going to be very generous here and give it the 3 just because the balls they had when it comes to the violence. But that tells you it could have gone a lot higher. So that's a 3.
I'm also a 3.
Sweet. All right. And now we're on to our main event of the evening. Before, just to put it over once again, we are going to have a live Patreon show at the conclusion of this episode. So we'll watch some Kruger matches, maybe talk some cool stuff that's going on in LA next month. And so come hang out with us. Patreon.com/FleshWoundFeatures. It all starts at just $1. We don't do the super chats or any of that, so we appreciate your support.
And I did just assume we'll talk non-spoiler. Then if we need to go into spoilers, we can.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, we'll do a spoiler at the end of this review too. But we'll warn you as always.
Yeah. So as of now, it's a non-spoiler review till you are warned.
There you go. So our next film from director M. Night Shyamalan is Trap. And in this one, everyone in a large city is in a frenzy. Why? That's because they're up and ready to watch a concert performed by the famous pop star Lady Raven. 2 of her fans, a man named Cooper and his daughter Riley, attend the concert with high spirits, but things slowly begin to change their tune. Amongst the screams of adoration and sounds of applause, the concert itself has a hidden identity. This is written weird. A front to fish out the infamous serial killer known as the Butcher. With security cameras rigged, armies of policemen with weapons at the ready, and police vehicles surrounding the venue, will anyone survive their concert experience, or is there more to the Butcher than meets the eye? All right, so Trap.
Ben Grimm says, my favorite M. Night movie since The Visit.
You're not gonna be a happy man.
Is the Visit the one with the kid that gets the diaper on his face?
Yeah.
I did like that movie.
Yeah, that's cool. You want me to go first then, Dan? Because it sounds like you didn't have a good time.
Am I giving it away? You go.
Did you expect anything less from Dan, though?
No, but I think he's justified in this one. I did not really care.
Well, there you go. Dan's right.
No. But it happened after, because while I was watching it, I did like the first 2 maybe the first half. See, also, if Josh Hartnett wants to star in fucking Smile 3, go for it. Your goofy ass fucking smirk the entire time. This movie's fucking ludicrous. A concert that takes place that early in the day, like it's that threw me off. The whole plot, the whole story, redonkulous. But there was something there in the beginning that I was highly entertained, and I wasn't enhanced. I was like, I'm here to have a good time. You hooked me in. I go to a lot of concerts. I like pop music. Entertain me, drag me in. I love serial killers. Okay, you're not really bringing all that much to the table.
You should have brought that H2O hair back.
Yeah, it's a long, twisty road that doesn't really leave you satisfied. And I can't really recommend this. I'd say watch this at home, wait for streaming. There's really no suspense. They kind of take the Hitchcock route, but not that well. And then there's not really M. Night doesn't deliver what he's known for here. So that part was a little bummer because I'm waiting there the entire time. Okay, how is this gonna retroactively be fucking badass? Oh, it's not for me anyway. So
twist, nepotism.
I didn't want to. Yeah. His daughter was fine, I guess, as the singer, sure. But
shocker, Dan didn't like a woman.
And there was a funny Karen character. I'm like, I kind of want to hang out with her, see what
Nothing happened. Nothing. That was complete.
Well, without spoilers, but it's. I left the theater going, that was okay. And the more time I've spent away from it, I'm like, I was going to use the hard R. That was really stupid. So, yeah, it's a miss for me, but I am curious to have people check this out so we can discuss this. I don't know if it's like a train wreck or car crash looking type thing, but yeah, don't watch this in theaters. You can wait for streaming. That's it.
Anybody want to go next, or you want me to go?
Go for it, Dan.
All right, so I can see why they didn't screen this one for the press ahead of time. All right, I'll get the good out of the way first. I thought Josh Hartnett was very menacing, and he was, he was. I thought he played a good sociopath, which is not a spoiler.
It's not menacing though.
Shocker, Dan liked the white guy.
Fuck you, Tom.
I thought he was fine.
White guy, women, all this shit. I don't see that.
Your pride showing, Dan. Easy.
Oh, that is the biggest. Motherfucker said, I don't see that shit.
Oh.
Don't do that, dude. That's like the biggest.
Josh Hartnett, I thought, did a nice job. He kind of channeled his inner Dexter. So the interesting thing being an M. Night Shyamalan movie is they seemingly gave away the twist in the trailer and all the marketing.
There was a twist.
It's clear from the very beginning that he's the killer, so that's not a spoiler. There's a twist of sorts, I guess, in the film, but it's not the typical M. Night Shyamalan thing, which is probably a good thing at this point. I enjoyed the interaction with Josh Hartnett. I thought the actress that played his daughter was very good. After that, this is just a really stupid movie where nothing happens. Number one, serial killer in this giant arena, and he doesn't really do any damage. He does a little bit of mischief. And I'm not expecting a slasher movie out of this or anything. I don't need gore. I didn't think I was getting that. But for the most part, it's like most of the shit that he does to people's in the trailer. It's like, this is a serial killer. And like the worst thing he does is shove somebody down the stairs. I just wasn't that into it. And number one, the story is really stupid. It's such an insanely wide net of who this killer could be and how they can interview all these people during a concert, or how they thought they were going to accomplish what they were setting out to do, is just a lot to swallow. And also the fact, because it's also in the trailer, telling every employee in this arena what's going on. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that would end up on the internet immediately. Somebody's running their mouth somewhere. And getting Lady Raven, this Taylor Swift like pop star, to agree to all this shit and all these celebrities, like it's a really stupid movie, like almost old level stupid. And
I didn't
this
mind
might.
old.
Well, I hated that.
But the part I like the most of old is that he got to work with his daughter, which they did again here. So now it's not as special. Go for it, Dan.
Yeah, and I should say this is not the daughter that directed The Watchers. Now this is, you mentioned, Todd mentioned nepotism. This is the ultimate nepotism movie, because Salika Shyamalan, hey, she might be a very good pop star, not my style of music, but she sounded good. If that
Does
was
she
her
actually make
singing.
music like in real life?
I believe so.
Her she's like listed as a composer. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
she does
I believe
now.
it's a concert movie, number one. Like a good chunk of the movie, you're just watching her act, and it was just really stupid. And when she has to match wits with Josh Hartnett, it hits a real low because she can't act. She's not an actress, and they're asking way too much from her in this movie. And like I said, there's like a tiny little twist, I guess, at the end, but for the most part, it's just straightforward serial killer at a concert. Kid Cudi. So Kid Cudi pops up in this, and I thought that was going a certain way. And Kid Cudi is like, just like, they don't do anything. They don't do anything with the Karen either. It's like, you're setting all this potentially cool stuff up and you do nothing.
Kid Cudi's double take though was fucking funny. Like that. I did enjoy that.
That was funny. And you know what? I thought, like, okay, he's going to somehow factor into how he's going to try and get out of this situation. And nothing. This movie insulted my intelligence. It's not fun.
Can you bring up Steve's comment? That's just good. Steve L. You need Larry Legend to wear a blonde wig.
There you go. Larry Legend would have slayed that shit, but they would have had to give him something to do.
I mean, Kid Cudi's a really good fucking actor. I mean, he killed it in X and everything.
He stole the movie.
Everything in the trailer. It's again, they do nothing. Nothing at all. And you know what? I'll save it for the spoilers. It's not really a spoiler, but there is one aspect of Josh Hartnett. Again, good acting, but it makes no sense. And I don't know if any of you picked up on this, but I'll save it for the spoilers. But it was like, this makes no sense for his character whatsoever.
For all the older people out there, though, shout out to the pop for Miss Bliss. Todd, I know you probably
I did.
Because it took me a second to realize who it was, and Everdanzig's like, it's fucking Miss Bliss. I was like, I see it. Oh my god.
She doesn't look much older either. She was old as shit then.
Yeah.
But in closing, I thought this movie was just fucking awful. I hated it. I don't. Maybe there's some camp thing for some of you out there, but not
Oric's
for me.
Pitching a better movie than what we got. I don't know if you want to bring that up or not, Todd, but
Yeah.
That's the twist.
No, Oric, I've pitched this to these guys before, but I want Bruce Willis in his home and Die Hard comes on the TV and he thinks it's real. And that, like, Demi's like Alan Rickman and keeping him captive. That's what I want from Bruce Willis. That's the new Die Hard movie.
I like Indy Phantom's comment here. Hartnett good at the fatherly scenes, but was not buying him as menacing.
Here's my thing. This should just be called How a Future Stripper is Bred. Because that daughter's gonna be pretty fucked up. I'm just saying.
Maybe she'll follow in his footsteps off the pole.
I want that sequel where the daughter is falling into the. My daddy was a serial killer. Yeah, shut up, bitch. Show me your ass.
Yeah, right. Let me see those holes.
That'd be fun.
In a few years, not now. By the way. Cliff Booth. Wait, people don't know Haley Mills from her early work? LOL.
Probably most people seeing this movie didn't, I would imagine.
Miss Bliss.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's it.
Yeah. Todd, anything from you that clicked in this one?
Like the first half, I was interested in it. It's dumb, but like it's laughably dumb, so I was fine with it. I was like, yeah, this is fucking stupid, but I'm okay. See, when I realize a movie's stupid, I can adjust my thought process. I'm like, all right, it's gonna be done, and it was. And I didn't have any issue with the asking.
I was on your team, but at a certain point, I jumped off.
Once, well, I don't want to say which part, but yeah, I'd say the first 2/3, and then there's the point where
did it have a twist?
Barely.
Nepotism.
Damn, so like he didn't like do his M Night thing.
Well, we'll talk in spoilers before we do that. All right, Dan, do the spoiler gimmick. We'll do it real quick. So we'll be on probably in about 15 minutes on the other gimmick.
Yeah, guys, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures pretty much immediately after this. Yeah, the spoilers probably won't be long because mine is arguably not a spoiler, but I'm just trying to be considerate. So
Indie Phantom, mostly like a subpar Criminal Minds episode, minus thrills.
I like Criminal Minds a lot. This is no Criminal Minds. I agree.
I'm an SVU guy.
Spoiler warning.
All right, or is it at? Gotta dust it off. There it is.
All right, so one other major complaint I had. So this serial killer Cooper is kind of mommy issues are sort of like his big thing. And he sees
should have been addressed way more, but yes.
He sees his mother and everything. Yet he's killing yet he's killing men though. Now that doesn't make any sense because women would be his target. Now I don't know if some of the victims that we don't see, we see the one guy chained up. Maybe he kills both. I don't know. But that type of serial killer would kill women, not dudes.
I don't know if this is the argument you want to make, Dan.
No, I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense. Watch any
that's your argument,
Minds, CSI, that type of serial killer.
I wish he was killing goddamn women, not men. What the fuck?
Well, he doesn't kill anybody really in the movie, so
really
it's irrelevant.
What the whole phone. I'm like, press it. Fuck you. I call your bluff. That and the way they find him is stupid. But Dan is correct in this that profile shouldn't be just men at least. And then we don't know.
We didn't rate the movie, but that's okay. We'll do it at the end.
Okay. Well, clearly from what we've said, I think it's going to be on a lower scale.
Yeah. I think that's okay.
Also, the security detail on this pop star bullshit. No one's going to leave her alone with Hartnett at all. Even if the kid is saying like, "Oh, I have a Make-A-Wish," whatever. The security, it's way harder to get backstage that way than what they showed you here. The employees are way too fucking friendly. This doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
I've never seen a friendly person at a concert venue.
And everybody's just like up and excited, like the t-shirt dude, like, oh yeah, like Jeffrey Dahmer's here, and we have no idea who he is. Like,
well, to be fair, if that was
you, I'm not coming into work. I'm not coming into work. Suck my balls. I make $10 an hour.
Best part of the movie.
I'm not coming into work.
Was the mid-credit scene though?
What was that? I don't even remember.
When he realizes he helped the serial killer.
Oh yeah. Honestly, hanging out with him is like the Get Out thing. What was the TSA guy?
Yeah, it's like
if they do a buddy movie about like just narrowly like missing serial killer weird shit, that'd be fucking funny.
You know, they're both Universal. They can make that happen.
This how he gets away and then get caught again. Like you take a long winding road. And it's not worth it after all. My initial thought was like, no, that was okay, but I'm being generous. But the more time I get away from that, I'm like, that's stupid. This is stupid. A broken lion water fountain, wherever the fuck that thing was. You're telling me this pop star, like that makes sense to your pop star's fans? Like that's, I can't say that word. It's dumb. What else was there? There's a lot of stupid shit.
It's all stupid shit. And I mean, again, this guy is this dangerous serial killer. And I mean, the only person he kind of maims was when he blew up that fryer. But
even that was fucking whack. He pushed the bitch down
yeah.
the stairs. But I
Yeah.
love the fact that those little bitches were jealous of her his daughter getting on stage. I'm like, this part's cool. There is a cool idea here.
Yeah,
I
now they're
just-
like, your dad's a serial killer.
He should have killed the Karen.
Yes.
They picked on your
she's not gonna
daughter,
be a
dude.
thought.
If you decide to fucking
Yeah.
off these little bitches, I think we're gonna be like, okay, well, they kind of had it coming, but you're still a bad person
Yeah.
for this.
I was just thinking, like, yeah, this like, so we know the whole time he's a serial killer. I'm like, yeah, his poor daughter. They're getting us to like love their relationship, and then it's like, all right, yeah, your dad's going to prison. Fuck you.
This is directly to Orc. Yeah, this short bus rider gets upset when we use those words, so that's why I'm dancing around it.
I just think like that this movie, I don't know. It's probably good for riffing night.
Okay.
Like
Indie Phantom
maybe
says,
that.
yeah, the coffee scene where the FBI are getting a briefing during the concert. Yeah, that was a word I'm not allowed to say here.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway,
You could have had the Benny Hill theme going over this movie at all times.
That would have added a lot of flavor to this movie, and I would
just
have
making it sound better to me. By the way,
We've essentially got Taylor Swift. Now, do you think like
I think that's too big of a level.
The FBI contacts
it's like
her,
Maya.
like, Taylor, we need you to
speaking
help
of
us.
that, just happened. Did you guys see that?
Oh yeah,
They
were
were planning to do a terrorist attack at a Taylor Swift concert in Italy.
Yeah,
They can't. So now
saw
she
it on
canceled
the
all
news.
3 of her dates.
Oh,
They stopped
wow.
it, which is great. But I kind of want to see what a world like that looks like. But
You're
anyway.
just gonna have a bunch of like teenagers go take out ISIS now.
Honestly, that'll galvanize all these little fucks, and like now
Yeah.
she's in charge of the world.
They're just gonna they're gonna beat terrorists to death with their
Queen
phones. They're
Tay-Tay.
just gonna be like just fucking bludgeoning them. But yeah, no, I don't know, man. Like the lows this year have been pretty low, but it's been a good year. But I don't know. There was some theatrical turds, and this is one of the worst.
Also, the leaving the body parts, and we don't get like gore and stuff. That was a little disappointing. A gore would have helped this movie a lot. Not much.
You guys were like going in expecting something else. Like,
No, I wasn't.
But
I knew this was a thriller, but you still have to do something.
But at a certain point, though, you lost me because I was having fun. Like the first act, I do enjoy. The half of the second part is where it starts to drift me, and then again. Talking about it, and a couple days later, I was like, I was way too forgiving in my initial viewing of this, but whatever. I would watch it with you, Todd, and I think that would be fun.
I'll do a riffing sort of commentary.
No one wants to do that with you, Dan. You're always a fucking sourpuss. You're absolutely no fun.
It's crap. I'll make fun of the movie.
We're saying it's a good movie.
Yeah. Beyond that,
I do want more from Josh Hartnett.
Money. I didn't even look at the box office reports. Did this do anything?
Yeah, it's out during Deadpool. No, okay. I forgot what I just said, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't think I have any real.
Josh Hartnett. I do think I do want to see more serious shit from him because that Black Mirror and Oppenheimer. I'm like, okay, you are talented as fuck. Let's bring it out.
Penny Dreadful. I thought he was pretty good in. There's some cool shit. There's some cool shit they could have done here. In fact, this movie was so stupid. I would have accepted this twist that the daughter was a psychopath and he was just like basically
covering it up for her.
I thought that was going to be the gimmick.
I was wondering if that's where we were going to go.
I mean, obviously he had to be the one doing it. She was a little young, but the wife, I thought maybe they were like.
I was thinking the wife because the stuff was at home and stuff. But to answer the weekend, it made 15 million. It was third. Twister was 22 million. Deadpool 96 million.
Probably not.
Oh, for a second week. Good job.
That's just domestic, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not expecting a sequel to it, but Yeah.
No, Ben Grimm says, I was hoping it was a family affair, like they were all killers. And then they fucking play fucking Mary J. Blige at the end.
Because he was like a little like, I mean, granted, he's supposed to be confident, but I thought I was like, man, he's a little too confident. Like she's in the house now, in his house, because it's all over once she knows where he lives. Yeah, I thought there was going to be something at the end, and it wouldn't have raised it to a good movie, but it's weird to say it. This is probably one where Shyamalan should have just done like some stupid Shyamalan twist, because
the black guy was a killer the entire time. Or he has bodies in his basement.
That's how Dan would have booked it.
Obviously.
I don't know. Something.
You know what?
Something.
I'm an asshole. This doesn't involve spoilers, but someone asked me if I like Posty's new country music. Or I think it was you. It's okay. I'm not like thrilled up with it, but it's fine. I love country, so.
Yeah. All right. So are we done with spoilers? We can rate it.
We can rate it.
Yeah, he's in a F1000 or something. Comes out next week, I believe.
You love country? What the
fuck?
I didn't know this. Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Yeah, Chris Stapleton's the shit. Fucking Taylor Swift when she does country.
Well, you know some of the classic music, Getting the Rope and all that good stuff.
David Allan Coe is my guy.
Not a country guy. Johnny Cash, though. I like Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I like Johnny Cash for sure.
I'm gonna send you some Chris Stapleton stuff. It might start turning you around. Motherfuckers got sold.
I don't fucking think so, buddy, but
okay, I'll try. Punisher Batman fan says Kruger's face when Pug said that was hilarious. I'm gonna look back.
I want the Kruger country song. I sent a guy to hell, and then I drove my pickup truck.
So yeah, nice. No, and then I spit tobacco on them because I do chew. So.
All right.
All right. It's not quite a 0. It's a half star. Because at least there were a couple moments, and Josh Hartnett was good, but it's an awful movie. Half star.
Well, I'm not that low. I am a 2 out of 5.
All right, and I also 2 out of 5. I think there's fun to be had with it, and with the right people. Just exclude Dan, and you're gonna have some fun with it.
No, you won't. All right. So, guys, in about Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting a country music discussion tonight, but we got it. Yeah. And I do want to say again, I feel bad. I feel bad shitting on some actors at times. I don't think Salika Shyamalan's going to watch this show, but music.
She does.
She had a nice voice. Music is probably her thing, just not.
That's probably what won me over because, her acting's not like fantastic, but like her stage presence, I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, she acted like a pop star would act, so I kind of just it made sense. I'm sorry, I don't want to get the Swifties on me. Taylor Swift, if she decided to act, would win all the awards possible.
Oh my god, dude! Well, she's the head of the Illuminati. You know that?
All right. So, in about 5 minutes?
Where do I go for the after show? Go to the Patreon, and the links there waiting. To go.
I'll make sure you get a link, Steve.
Patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. It all starts at just $1. Once again, we appreciate your support since we don't do the super chats. And so come hang out with us. We'll watch some wrestling. Really brutal match.
Dude. If you're not in the blood and guts, you may not want to tune in, but if you are,
we will have some friendly conversation first. We'll hang out a bit before we go straight into it.
Yeah, we'll hang out.
So we're not trying to scare off the non-wrestling people.
Talk September.
We'll talk some upcoming stuff.
Yes. All right, guys. So we'll see you over on Patreon. Thank you, and as always, come again hard.
Money's on the dresser.
Kruger.
Oh, whatever you do.
Wait. Were we supposed to show some shit?
Oh, fuck yeah. We totally forgot.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, time out. In the Flesh Wound store, we have some merch drops. And for the first time in a long time, there is a new Michael Kruger shirt up there, along with like 5 different types of stickers. Todd, you got that shit?
Yeah, I was in the wrong place.
It is the link is in the description of our store.
Yes,
so if you want any of this shit, go and check it out. And I'm gonna probably try to get some in hand pretty soon. So there's some of the stickers. We also have a t-shirt on there. If you can show that to us.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. So I think the t-shirt's like what, 26.
Well, there's 2166. There's two different ones, and there's a thicker shirt that's 2666.
Yep, and then all the stickers are $6.66. So if you want to help support me on my wrestling endeavors, I'd appreciate it. And yeah, I'm pretty psyched. The sticker, I'm gonna probably buy some stickers to sell at shows within the next week or so, and then I'm gonna try to get some t-shirts. So and if you guys get any of that merch, make sure to tag my Instagram or tag me on Facebook, tag the Flesh Wound Facebook as well, and Instagram and social media.
All right. Well, on that note, let's try take two.
Yeah,
Dan?
take two.
Come again hard and go see us on Patreon in a few minutes.
Money's on the dresser. Use it for stickers.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'll see you in Disneyland.